It's a great pleasure to share with you one of my favorite paintings of one of my favorite places on this, the last Sunday of Lent, before we move towards Holy Week, which starts in next Sunday, on Palm Sunday. And so the painting which you can see in front of you gives me great pleasure. Not just is it vibrant in color, but it's also a place that for me is very special. I'm sure many of you will notice it. In fact, if you were to continue along the East Nuke of Fife, because Vivian took us there earlier in the week to Pittenweem, if you were to continue north around the coast, you would eventually get to St Adnrews. And this painting is of St Adnrews. It's of the castle and the rocks, and it's probably taken from somewhere along the pier, I always think. Now, this place is very special to me as a family. It goes back a bit in time. My mother went to school and used to swim in the Castle Rock swimming pool when they were allowed. She was a girl at St Leonard's School during the war. And my grandmother, her mother, also swam in the Castle Rock pool because she was one of the very first girls ever to go to St Leonard's School in St Adnrews. Now, my mother always wanted to send a child to St Leonard's, but as she had 3 boys and it was a girls' school, that never came about. However, what did happen, I did go to school in St Adnrews until I was 13. And for me, this was one of my favorite places, the view from the pier all the way back to the castle. At that time, I never knew that I would graduate with my Bachelor of Divinity from St Adnrews University. One of the traditions every Sunday as an undergraduate, not even an undergraduate, as a member of the university, after chapel on Sunday, was to do the pier walk. That involved wearing your gown. Now, I'm sure many of you think, that must have been a red gown. Well, if I had been studying anything but divinity, I would have worn a red gown. But those studying divinity, theology, wore black gowns with a purple cross on them. So I would walk every Sunday with my black gown, with its purple cross, surrounded by all my friends, most of whom were wearing red gowns, as we went from chapel and did the pier walk, and usually went back to our flat for a nice Sunday lunch. Well, I say nice, depending on which flatmate was cooking. We either feasted or we probably went out for a takeaway later on that night to make amends. Anyway, for me, it is such a special place. And I think the painter here was a guy called Robert Innes, who I was actually at school with. And so it's lovely that I should have one of his paintings. And this painting was actually given to me when I left being headmaster at Ardvrecht School. I was presented this painting because the parents all knew that I loved St Adnrews, and they commissioned this painting, which I was given when I left Ardvrecht to move back to Edinburgh. So there you have this gorgeous painting of the castle in St Adnrews, and I think it's got a very spring-like feel to it. Not only are the waves bouncing against the rocks, but it's such a colourful painting, and we've had a great week of warmth and sunshine, certainly here in Edinburgh. In the Manse Garden, the temperature on Thursday reached 17 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday. And so I'm thinking of warmer and brighter times ahead.